is his. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Minister. How you doing? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, brother.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
how you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing very fine.
Okay.
Good
I,
to be
I,
on your
I,
show, brother. Yes, sir.
yeah, I'm just a
Mhm.
little tongue tied because I have to calm down when I get hyped up. Then my words get blurred.
You
I
still get hyped up even at your age? Come on, man.
Hey, that's why my name is CAPTAIN85.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's always LIVE live.
Live. That's right,
So
bro. Good.
um, I brought you on today because I saw this flyer on the internet and said,
Hmm.
okay, let me see. I get in touch with Mr. Muhammad to see if he wants to come and enlighten the 757 uh, and all of the surrounding areas, the 804, 252. Let them know that this event is about the youth. And
That's
like I
right.
said,
Mhm.
is when it comes to that, when people come up with things, and sometimes they're looking for support, and sometimes people just don't know where they are, who they are. I had to do some calling. I saw the flyer. I thought I saved it, and where I got it from, but then I had to call up, a couple of your people, and
That's
they're
right.
like, oh no, I'll get in contact with him. I'm not the person to
Right.
talk to, but I'm
Mhm.
so glad you took the invitation to come out
Yes,
on
sir.
this.
So
I know your
glad.
schedule will stay
Mhm.
busy, but I
Yes.
want you to, tell the people about you, and then we'll tell them about your program.
Okay.
Mhm.
About me. Oh boy.
Mhm.
That's gonna be short. um First of all, I want to let the audience know, giving honor to God, I don't speak unless I consult with God. The one God who came, known by many, many names.
Mhm.
Thank him for Jesus, and we thank him for Moses, and we thank him for all the prophets. We thank him for Muhammad. But I would be ungrateful if I didn't thank him for a standard bearer that he put in our midst. That's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and now the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
In their great names, I want to open up to this listening audience in the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum. That simply means peace be unto you. I want to. I don't like really talking about myself, but I'm gonna try. You're gonna get a
Okay.
little something out of me. Um, I was born in Georgetown, Guyana, in
Oh.
1961 to parents um, uh, Louise Isabel Barnwell,
Mhm.
and my father was Ernest Egerton Barnwell.
Mhm.
Um, I was brought to America
Mhm.
when I was 7. My mother came as a nurse that they tapped to come to either America, Canada, or England. She chose America and came and brought us a year later. This was in 1969. So she came when Dr. King was assassinated.
Oh.
So that was hot back then in New York.
Mhm.
Anyway, um, the riots were going on. So I, came under that type of, um, activity in the community. I was
Mhm.
raised in New York from 7 to 18 years old. Um, then I went to upstate New York, a place called Cortland State University. So I went to college there for about 6 years. I was a super senior.
Mhm.
My major first was physical education, and then I switched to health science, which was pre med. Graduated with a pre med degree. Um, then we lived there for a couple of years, and then in 1992 we moved down to Richmond, Virginia. My sister-in-law, she moved down here, married, and moved down, and we came down for a visit. And as you know, as love at first sight, we came down and made this our home. I mean, so Richmond was the home, and then in 19, well, actually, I want to say 2009. I was in the ministry in Petersburg in 2008. In 2009, our brother in Washington D.C., the regional minister, Minister Abdul Qadir Muhammad, he, decided to place me as the minister in Norfolk. And from 2009 until now, that's the position I remain. But not just Norfolk, it was really to the whole 7 cities. Told me, I'm not sending you to a building. I'm not sending you to a mosque. I'm sending you to the whole 7 cities. I said, brother, come on, man. That's one man to bear. So that's the extent of my my Muslim, my history, my mission, so to speak. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I understand, when it comes to, getting chosen to do something, people don't understand it's not it's our will, it's what we're chosen to do that we have to look upon. It's a big challenge, and it may not something that we have in mind, but when God lays something in your path, that's the road you have to accept. It don't mean that it's going to be wine and roses. It's going to be glamorous, because it wasn't even glamorous for Jesus Christ.
That's right. It wasn't.
we are taking on a challenge of all the principalities and all the other things on this planet that's going to come up against us, regardless of what we try to do. There's always someone or something that's going to try to block what God has gifted you.
But that's that's part of the mission,
right? Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Quran teaches that human beings are made to struggle.
Right.
We're made to do that.
Right.
And if we don't struggle, we're gonna find some struggle, some stuff to get into to cause struggle.
Hello.
So this path was definitely. I said yes, sir. I did.
Okay.
I kind of regret it, but God kind of holds you. If He wants you, He's gonna hold you.
Right.
And you are going to go through it, regardless. Sometimes if it's your will, as long as it's His will.
Right.
And that's a very important thing. And you know what, brother? It is not just mine personally and those you see in front of you as leaders. Remember, our people were chosen by God. Go through what we went through. See, so it's a choosing on all levels. Right. And right now, He's guiding us into leadership around the world. Just look at the hip hop.
Yeah.
All over the planet. Who they following? Not just music, but clothes. See? So we are chosen people. We just got to come out of, a little purgatory.
Yeah.
But it's okay. God is guiding us into that. Once upon a time, we didn't have Muslim names. We couldn't even wear them.
Wow.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
They would ridicule. Hafid Koda is a brother. He's from Nigeria. He played in some movies back in the 60s. One of his directors called him in and said, "Hey man, you got to change your name." And then brother Yafid Koda called up Minister Farrakhan and said, "They want to change my name." He said, "No, don't do that. Refuse it. You be who you are, who God made you.
Right.
Okay. That name is going to raise your people, just like Muhammad Ali.
Right.
It wasn't Cassius Clay that was known and made Islam popular. It was Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Very important. So, it's showing us that we are growing. We're in leadership. We just have to clean up our act. And the world is already following.
Yeah, that's the point. When we see it as it's written, divided we fall.
Right.
But when we come together, it's a whole different ball game. That's why they're changing history books. Don't want to teach it in school.
Right. That's right.
Trying to change the voting platform, because right here in Virginia Beach, they got the 10-1 system. They had to have meetings, because they used to have one black person on city council or two. Now with the courts changing the district, and they got 4 black people on city council.
Ain't that something?
And they're still trying to change it.
Yeah.
You know, so they always fighting what
Yes.
what God has already said. What
It's
happened,
it's happening.
right? And they can't
It's
change it. They
happening.
can't. God
They
don't go back
cannot
on His
touch it.
word. You
They
know,
cannot touch it.
right? You
Our
know,
Hispanic brothers, they are growing in power.
right?
And with
Because
us,
yeah,
oh, it's a rulership coming. See, I
hello,
mean, me and you know, we got a certain what is it, frame of mind.
right?
Okay. But the enemy, he has a different kind of frame of mind. He's looking at somebody coming to replace him.
Hello,
I'll leave it at that, brother.
yeah, yeah. That's their biggest fear. But
Yes,
like you
sir.
said, is some things. You
Mhm.
know what we have to do is get rid of the guns. We got to change the
Yes,
mindset. You're
sir.
not going to get rid of the weapon itself,
Right,
but the person they don't the system and weaponize. Young
right,
people
right,
are weaponized because they don't understand. You don't
right.
need a gun. You got power. You got the
Got
most
power.
powerful. You got the most
That's right.
powerful weapon that
Right,
man knows. Your
right,
brain.
right. That's right.
You
You know
know.
what Minister Farrakhan said? He said
Uh,
he was a lecture to the hip hop community back in the
mhm.
90s.
Right.
I think it was 97.
Hmm.
And he said something that kind of stuck with me. He said that it is not your guns that people are following throughout the world.
Right.
It's something else. It's your style, it's your spirit.
Hello.
That's your real power.
Hello.
You know, and that stuck with me, man. It's and you know, I want to say something. I don't know. Yeah, you know, you
Mm.
control the interview, but I
No,
definitely have
no,
to speak my
you feel
guns.
free. This is
Yeah.
my
Mhm.
domain. That
No, yeah, brother, but I want to, I want to absolutely give you the
Mm.
honor and respect
Mm.
that you deserve, So if you want me to, I will. If not, yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
it,
Go ahead, sir.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what you're saying. So I mean, whatever you say,
Oh, okay.
where your
Okay.
spirit leads you to say it. That's the
Okay.
problem.
No, 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 no. Okay. About guns.
Mhm.
Now, Pastor Leonard, I got to give in Faith Restoration Church.
Mhm.
I have to give him utmost love and respect. He's my co-organizer.
Okay.
He's the one that we sat down and we came up with this, to
Okay.
emulate the minister. Okay. He respects those who have, the right to have a gun,
Right.
and respect their desire to have it.
Right.
Okay. But I told him, I said, Minister Yambalaji Muhammad told us that when we became followers to take guns and take it and put it out your homes.
Right.
He said not to make us defenseless.
Hmm.
He said that the guns, most of us use guns not on the enemy, not
Right.
on the people that come into our homes. We use guns mostly on ourselves.
Hello.
He said, if we are not developed enough as human beings to have the responsibility of guns, take it out your home. He
Hmm.
said, if our self-love is not on the level that it needs to be, then you don't need a gun.
Hello.
Because most likely that one time that you get angry, sometimes husbands and wives fight.
Hello.
Okay, I've been married 38 years. We
Okay.
still go through some discrepancy.
Right. Yeah. Of
But
course.
some people can get to the point where that if they had a gun, they would kill their spouse.
Yeah.
It gets that way.
Yeah.
See? So understanding that anger, and it said in anger, sometimes you go through a point of insanity where you're
Hmm.
not even thinking,
Right.
right? And that desire to hurt the person that you perceive hurts you. You go right in, like most men kill their wives with guns
Hmm.
that they have in the bed drawer underneath
Right.
their leg, right? And then a
Hmm.
woman, when she kill her husband, she go to the kitchen and take the butcher knife. So
Yeah.
either way, but anger can do that.
Right. Right.
Children at home, not knowing what the power of the gun is. They can
Hmm.
take the gun. Many have gotten shot, right? And
Right.
killed because
Hello.
of their parents' gun. Suicide, right? We think
Yeah.
gun violence is big. Twice as many black people die of suicide, gun violence, than
Mhm.
is homicide.
Right.
So, to me, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Elijah Muhammad was right. That we are not grown to the point to be able to handle that type of power. So take it out your home. And among
Mhm.
Muslims, very little gun violence. You know, we're a community, we're here, but we'll
Right.
tell you that's not something that we deal with.
Right.
Okay. Also, there's something I wanted to say about the gun violence. I was teaching several weeks ago, and I Googled it. Now I
Mhm.
might as well use a smartphone to be smart, right?
Right.
Um, uh, I Googled gun deaths,
Mhm.
and I found out that according to Google, the state with the #1 per capita murders with registered guns
Yeah.
is Alaska. I said,
Wow.
what? I thought they'd be killing caribous
I'm
and
telling
walruses and bears. No, #1.
you. Mm.
Because 62% of people in that state have guns.
Wow.
All right. Then I looked up what's the state with the lowest? They said Jersey. I said, okay.
Okay.
Why? Because only 12% of the people in that state have guns, and they got Camden. Camden is mini Philly. And it's
Oh, wow.
still the lowest gun deaths in the nation
Mhm.
because they have the lowest gun distribution in that state. So per
Right.
capita, that is Jersey now. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
Those states up in northern states, they have strong gun laws.
Yeah.
People just can't have it. But the states with the liberal gun laws, Republican states, the death toll with because of gun violence is high. See,
Mhm.
so, I mean, that's just something that we need to consider what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said.
Yeah.
So that's just some thoughts.
Yeah. And you know, my son, he's in there in the military, but before he went in the military, he bought guns and registered them, went to the gun range and keep them,
Right.
you know, safely put away. He don't tote them, he don't carry them around with him, but
Good.
he has the concealed permit, he has the
Mhm.
training. Now he's in the military. And he made a couple of sharpshooters awards, you
Okay.
know, and stuff. And he, you know, so there are people that do have weapons that
Good.
don't. But just to have them, when I grew up
Mhm.
around his age, I had got my permit to buy a gun, and you can wear it out.
Right.
But I went to 7-Eleven one day, and when I walked in, one of the customers in there said, "Oh, look at him! He got a gun on his side.
Mhm.
He must think he's a bad man.
Right. Right.
You know, I'll take that gun from you, boy." So I
Uh-huh.
ain't saying that because I'm like, okay, see, I walked out, got in my car, and that was the last time I put a gun on.
Ain't that
Because
something?
if somebody
That's
feels
right.
that I'm bad, I'm not bad carrying a gun. I have the right to bear arms. It's in the
Right.
Constitution. And
Right.
then when you look through history,
Mhm.
we didn't do this much killing to the people that put us in slavery, and we was able to carry guns.
Right.
What's wrong with the picture?
Right. That's
We
right.
came out of slavery. The people that put us, had us, our ancestors enslaved,
Mhm.
they went on and got that they was able to carry guns,
Right.
protect their property.
Right.
But then when all the other things developed, the
Mhm.
white supremacy developed
Right.
because the fear
Mhm.
of the thinking of retaliation.
Right.
But the most fear is
Mhm.
not retaliation.
Right.
The fear when it comes to white supremacy is
Mhm.
economical destruction.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we are spending money with our people.
Mhm. Right. Right. Right.
The study used to be, I
That's
don't know
right.
what
Oh yeah.
done
If
it,
you study it, you're right, brother.
right,
Absolutely right.
about 10 or
Ida B.
15
Wells
years ago.
proved it.
Yeah,
He proved
15 or 20 years ago,
it.
the dollar in the black community,
Mhm.
only 12 cents out of the
Right.
dollar circulated back into the black community. 12 cents. I haven't researched it.
If that much, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
So when you look at the number of people, that's why we have all the celebrities with the name brands that they didn't even want you to wear. Now they want you to promote it. Why?
Right.
Because we have what they call like residual income. That money, that
Right.
money that it's another word. I mean, the money that we spend, we just spend it. That we want to go spend $300 on a belt, $800 on a jacket, we just go do it.
Right.
And that's what we look at.
To our detriment. You're right, brother. We have what is it that money stays in the hands of black people 6 hours.
Right.
You know,
it's got wings.
6 hours.
We got wings.
Right. You know, for the Hispanics, I think it's like 17 days.
Right.
Right. Asians is up there. It's about 20 something days.
Right.
So I mean, that's why, you know, they're where they are and we're where we are.
Right.
You know, we're liberal spenders.
Right.
You know, but all that has been worked into our culture because wickedness done in the 1800s with the bank that Lincoln started. The enemy took it over and started to take away all the deposits of our people. And we were not able to retrieve that money. And because we did, a lot of black people, you know, they lost trust in the banking system. And also they lost trust in, you know, not just the banking to keep our savings, but the banking to handle our money so that we can spend it. So we spend our money quickly. You know, we get it, and that was part of our culture. But that's something that the enemy did.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Because they made movies about, you know, black people open up their own business in the South. So what happened is the white guy truck broke down.
Right.
So the black guy came by and said, you know, you need some assistance. He said, well, I don't know. You know, I have the mechanic, you know, white mechanic in town. He looks at it. He said, well, if you don't mind, I'll take a look at it if you want me to. He said, well, yeah, go, because I've been sitting here for hours. You ain't nobody come by. So go ahead and did it. He said, this was wrong with it. I guess a wire came off the cap. He put it back on. He said, you try. Started right up. So the white guy went into the town and told the guy, hey, man, I send people to, you know, come out there where I was. You never come. He said, well, how you get here? He said, well, you know, John boy, you know, down the road there, he stopped it and fixed it. He said, what? He said, you let him work on your truck? Well, he didn't really work on it. He just fixed it. You know, he said, okay. He said, well, you know, so they started talking in the movie. The guy said, hey, he fixed it. He gonna start going to that guy. So he started, you know, people start going to the black guy, fixing the truck. And the Ku Klux Klan later on went to his house, burned the cross, called him out, like, hey, you better close that garage.
That's it.
Because we are taking.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. That's the fear. Because the more that we economically get empowered, we are not depending. We can take care of ourselves. And our young people don't understand is the weaponization of young people is to destroy and take away the future generation. Because if I'm 70, who's going out there to fight? It ain't gonna be. I can't fight in the community. I done been in many marches in the 757. You know, throughout out my years of marching, and it's the young people. And this is what happens. See, they study everything that we say. Martin Luther King, they asked, why do you use young people in your marches? You know, Martin Luther King said, well, the reason why we do that is to educate them on certain things. And we can tell young people not to do something, and they'll do it anyway. If we say no, they're going to retaliate because they're not going to let you stand there and hit them with the water hoses, sick the dogs on them, hit them with clubs. They're going to retaliate. That's what happened when they killed Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
The world saw it, and the world retaliated.
Right.
In things. So when we what they do, they economically will retaliate, or they will shame you.
Right.
That's why, like here in Virginia Beach, the school system, the lady was at this Virginia Beach school board, and but talking about education. We don't want our kids learning this stuff in school.
Right.
About Black history, about Black slavery, how the Blacks were treated during slavery.
Right.
And it says what she said is, I don't want my child to be shamed of what her ancestors did. Okay. I don't want her to be, to feel bad. They don't like to feel bad about things. But it's okay for us to feel bad because 3 generations of Black fathers and brothers are in jail. You didn't say, let's stop that. Here in Chesapeake, they this organization wanted to talk about the devil. First they banned it. Oh no, we want to have a club talking about the devil. Okay, so they had a meeting. They said, okay, you can do it.
Freedom of speech, right?
Yeah, really. I guess that's what it is.
A lot of us do it in the first place.
Well, how come we don't have the Bible in school?
Right.
We get the negative stuff,
right,
to influence young people to do things that are wrong and harmful to them.
Right, that's right.
And to the community, to the state, and to the nation, and to the world. If we understand what love is the protection of your inner spirit. Right. Love is to protect you so that I can say, I may not agree with you, but I have the right to disagree.
That's right.
That's what love is. Love is, okay, I don't know everything, but I'm going to research it after we have a conversation. I'm going to type it in, and find out what it truly means. But our young people are easy to react. Right. They react quickly. And when they react, we see what reaction is. Man, they are detrimental to the community.
Yeah. That's one thing. Can I interject something? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you mentioned that because one of the I think shows that I like to reference is the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Okay.
And talk about Nephew Tommy. Nephew Tommy got a skit, prank calls.
Yeah.
Right. And I like to show how, this Nephew Tommy, comedian, can take a lie, right? And it's deception, which is the worst kind of lie. Deception is when you mix lie with truth. Right. So, the person hears something that is, commonly known, right? And then it's mixed up with lie to get them to have a reaction.
Right.
And then Nephew Tommy, he takes it 2 steps further. The second, first he lie, then the person gets a little upset, right?
Right.
Then, right, he disrespects the person.
Right.
Call them out of their names. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then if that don't work, then he starts cussing.
Yep.
So by the time, you talk about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Think about that. You can get a preacher,
right?
A deacon, a doctor, a businessman. I've heard so many. I was like, oh my God, these people listen to the show.
Yeah.
They know we do prank calls.
Thank you.
But they still get upset. See, the thing about it, we don't understand. This is what the minister has said about guns. He said, all them bleeding heart vegetarians that don't like killing nothing. Yeah, let a cockroach crawl on your damn computer and see what you turn automatically into kill mode. Is that right?
Yeah,
so we already in us. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, when we are pushed to that point, now these are old people.
Yeah.
Me your age, right? 40s. responsible children that should have control over their emotions.
Right.
At the end of the skit, they talking about come on down here. I got something.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. Now imagine young people that don't have that control. Didn't have daddy.
Right.
Right. They didn't have somebody say, I'm not, boy, I told you to stop.
Right.
In that man's voice.
Hello.
They have a mama's good now. Many of these sisters, they tried. They're around to raise their children.
Right.
But if they're not, you got somebody on your hands.
Yeah.
Talking about that don't have control over their emotions. So that's where the guns are not good. We shouldn't even promote that amongst our community. Because a 14-year-old is going to get a gun if he has to.
Well,
there's so many.
Right.
There's 80 million guns.
Right.
More guns than people.
Right.
So,
why?
Right. Exactly. Now, so he can get a gun, but is the mentality there? Right. See, so be careful sometimes. I mean, even an 18-year-old.
Yeah. Well,
he can vote. Yeah. But
right.
Is does he have enough command of his emotions?
Well, we just see what happened in Newport News a couple months ago, where the 6-year-old took the gun and shot the teacher.
Man, in fact, that was the last straw. And me and we had talked about having a march, a men's march.
Right.
But when we heard that was the straw that broke the camel back. And he had a town hall meeting, and I came in and I said, like, we need mothers. Yeah. We need sisters. We need all those who lost somebody. Right. All right. To get those who remain, the young people that remain, to come and stand like the minister did in 1995. Right. When 2 million came. And they heard him talk about atonement. Right. Because I heard the speech last night. And I was like, wow. All he talked about is the 8 steps of atonement. Right. And that is to ask for forgiveness. Right. And then doing something to correct it, and then being one with God. See, that's all he talked about. But it resonated with those men. Yes. See, most of us, man, we got bitterness on our hearts. Right. We're some bitter people. We're bitter, and some of it is justified. I'm going to say this. And that's what I wanted to bring out that day is that mothers and fathers, you are responsible for the environment that you bring your children in. Hello. They did not ask to come here. Thank you. All right. So before they get here, you got to make preparation. Yep. Now, this is something that I'm a drive now. Right. You can't go from boyhood to fatherhood. It's not a good transition. Right. You can't go from girlhood to motherhood. Right. You got manhood for the men. You got the difference between a boy and a man. I usually ask this in front of an audience. Right. And I said, well, what's the difference? Nobody knows. I said, well, the main difference is that a boy is dependent. Right. Right. And a man is independent. Right. Hello. He over there making his own money. He got his own apartment, whatever. He trying. Right. Okay. But some men are not good fathers. Hello. All right. You might need a woman there. So after manhood comes husbandhood. Right. You gotta learn how to deal with a man. Even if you're just living with her. Learn. Yes. Because a woman is not an easy creature of God to live with. Hello. Their whole chemistry is different. They look at the world differently. You have to develop a science. So that's all part of making the environment. So when you get to fatherhood, brother, you already did those steps. You learn some techniques. Yes. To create the environment so when the child gets there, they will feel loved. They will get attention that they need. Yeah. The money will be there because you have 2 hands working. Right. And if you're bad enough, brother, only one hand, the woman is taking care of the family. If you're bad enough. Right. See? So that produces the environment. You have a less chance of producing a child that is unhappy with his environment. Bitterness comes a lot of times when mom, she got to struggle. Right. And she out of her mouth, you look just like your no good father. Hello. Those words hit like a brick.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Hey, you
Also,
sit.
in other words,
Uh-huh.
broke ass, you just a broke ass.
Right.
I mean, you know how many women probably died after that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes a boy loves his mother so much that he wouldn't do anything to his mother.
Right.
But in his heart, I ain't gonna never let a woman talk to me.
Right.
So his girlfriend is in trouble.
Hello.
His wife is in trouble.
Hello.
Right? Wifey in trouble because mom said something to the son and traumatically messed him up for life.
Mm-hmm.
He has to actually be debriefed.
Right.
He has to be taught. Yo, hey, that's your mom.
Yeah.
This is Susie.
Yeah.
You're different.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of brothers, I mean, they upset. They beat their wives. I seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a dad. I had a dad like that. I had a stepfather like that. Both of them beat my mother. All right. But it's how they were brought up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So those things, brothers, we got to one talking is not going to do the whole thing.
Right.
We need a backup. We need to back up that words with fatherhood, the hoods.
Yes.
With another meeting for the sisters, because the sisters have to learn certain things.
Right.
They got to learn how to rear their children.
Right.
You cannot be their friends.
Hello.
Right? You're not the child's friend. Eventually, they're going to rule you.
Right. Hello.
Right? Don't spare the rod.
Yeah.
You spoil the child. That's in the Bible.
Hello.
Tell it, hey, judge, man. Look, I'm a Christian.
Right.
And I follow the Bible. And this is what it says right here.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
So, you asked me to swear on the Bible, Judge.
Yeah.
Okay? So, therefore, what it says in here, I got to listen to.
Right.
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Right.
If you do your job right, I'm going to say this.
Yes.
This is a little bit over what I wanted to say. But if you do your job right, I tell people, when you spank on the behind.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yell while you spank.
Right.
Make the yelling so bad it hurt just as bad. So after they get older, you don't need to spank.
Right.
All you got to do is yell. That's with the Pavlov's dogs experiment, right? Pavlov had a dog. Every time he, fed him, they salivate.
Right.
After a while, all he had to do was just put the smell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He had to show the food. The dog started salivating without the food being present.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing. Most people don't remember any kind of spanking before 5 years old.
Right.
So God has already insulated your mind to deal with violence.
Right.
Don't even worry about it. You're not going to even remember. 2 years old.
No.
But do your work then.
Yes. See,
because once they get to 5 and 7, that's when the difficulty comes. Now, 14. I had a daughter. My daughter was 14 years old. I spanked her. I don't think I spanked her once. The youngest one. The other two, I whooped up on. I beat him up.
Yeah.
My son, you're the best one now. I beat him up a lot.
Right.
But he loves me.
Right.
The oldest one say, "You're the greatest dad." Gave me an early Father's Day present on Mother's Day.
Okay.
She said, "You're a great dad."
Right.
And I had to spank her. She loves me for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. The youngest one didn't get no spanking.
Right.
Until about 14.
Yeah.
And I said, man, this child fooled me. She learned from all the spanking I gave to the older ones.
Right. Yeah. But
so she skated by.
Yeah.
She was the worst one. That's right. Spoiled child.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know we were spoiling.
Right.
See, because when you get older, you get a little soft.
Right.
Yeah, you get soft. 35 years old, we think we're just talking, reason with her.
Right.
But now, she's okay. We did raise her up the way that she should go. So she's 25 and she respects that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, but that's the other aspect to it too. Some children do go astray, even with all your spanking. But raise them the way they should go. Later on,
Right.
They're gonna love you.
Right. And
They all love mom. Yeah. So, but
that's the psychological stuff.
Parenting
Right.
is you. This is why they're on the street.
Thank you.
80%, I don't know, of course, back in the 80s and 90s, 80% of all the brothers in prison did not have a father.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So it must be something about fathers.
Right.
And I used to come in. My wife, bless her heart, she was tough.
Yeah.
But once they get to 14, they get a little, it's testosterone, estrogen, puberty.
Yeah.
She would say something and say, wait till your father gets home.
Oh, that's the magic word. That was the magic word.
Even when they was young, same thing. I was the boogeyman.
Right.
I ain't really had to do too much. Really. Once in a while, a little spanking.
Yeah.
Other than that, just being the boogeyman, that was good.
Yeah. That was the same way I was brought up. My mom would tell us, don't go to school. Don't get with them fast boys or girls or whatever.
Right.
You go to school to learn.
Right.
That's right. Home, you get son home for something, and you better not get son home for fighting. Because I'm gonna tell you when you get here.
That's right. Good.
That's what I'm scared of. That's all I can hear when guys are trying to bully me to make me fight.
Yeah.
Oh, you crazy. I can leave you. I won't see you till tomorrow. But if I go home, my mom get a call. It don't stop. When I get in the house, my mom would do this. When I was in elementary. Okay, you did this. All right. You know what's gonna happen. Bring me that belt. Drop your pants. Bend over on that chair and whip. And when your dad get home, you're gonna get a note. And that's what happened. You get in from working, we eat dinner. While we eating dinner, she said, well, I had to spank Henderson for doing this. I don't know what I did. Not that much, but I didn't get my homework or something. Got a bad grade.
Right.
He said, you got to give him a whipping. He said, why you always wait till I get home? Why didn't you do? She said, I already gave him one. You're going to give him another one. So he won't forget. I don't care what you say to me in school. I was playing because I tell people I'm real fast.
Yeah.
When I was a kid in 11 or 12, I had the guys run around and punch you and run, you chase behind them.
Right.
So I had a guy who was me and a friend named Melvin. We was partnered against the other 3 guys. Right. And we just run and, so they can't hit, they tagging.
Right.
So he didn't come to school that day and they want to still, hey man, we're going to play the game. I said, no. There's too many of y'all. I can't, I was just going to play. And I'm saying, no, because somebody's going to get hurt. Said, what are you talking about? I said, somebody's going to get hurt. It ain't going to be me because I'm fast. I can tell I'm spiritual. Back then I didn't know. So the guy was like, oh, I'm going to tag the other guy. He hit me, run. So the other guy, he trying to sneak up behind me, behind my back. My spirit said, turn around. So when I turned around, he was getting ready to hit me. I went down and grabbed him by his pants leg and twisted the pants leg around his ankle and flipped him up. Hit on his head. And that guy got up, man, I'm going to kill you. Picked up, it was a branch or a 2x4 laying by the door entrance to the school building. He said, take it. I dare you to hit me. I dare you to take this. My spirit said, take that and bust him in the head. And then because the other girls and the guys were like, yo, don't do, why you bother with him? He see he don't want to fight you. Why you, he walked up, slapped me all in the face, punched me. I said, bro, the principal had already came by and said, if I keep y'all horse playing again, I'm sending both of y'all to the office to get sent home. I already know. Send home, mama. I'm not. Hit me on know too, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And how about when you get home, you're supposed to get beaten, a whooping, right?
Yeah.
And you went to sleep.
Right.
But you said, I think I forgot.
No, my dad didn't forget nothing. That's the worst whipping you're gonna get because you ain't got no clothes.
The one when you get woke up, man, worse.
You think you sleep.
Yeah.
I say, Henderson, you sleep. He pulled that couple back. Now, when your mom tell you something from now on, you better make sure you do it. Good night. I love you. Go back and you go in there, go to bed.
Oh God,
Like,
you know, but brother, I even have issues with my children. You know, they don't spank.
Right.
Because Dr. Spock, you know, that Jewish fella,
right,
that sociologist, he got, you know, major part of sociology is that you know, don't commit violence on your children. So spanking is not necessary. You time them out anyway. So, you know, that's gotten into them. And now we're seeing some of the results of my grandchildren, you know. We pray that we don't have to raise them. You know, one wise man once said to me, he said, if you spoil your children, you're going to have to raise your grandchildren.
Right.
And then he said, if you raise your children, then you can spoil your grandchildren.
Right.
So hopefully we don't have to, you know, step in too much, but it's something, brother. But anyway, that's the main thing that we'd like to, you know, impart to the sisters, but also let the brothers know. Like, I mean, you know, the government had a program to get a lot of fathers out the community,
right,
by having them getting caught up in drugs,
right,
and crafting laws so that black males would be caught up and put in prison, and they gave them big sentences.
Yes.
So we have to talk to the brothers and say, I gotta let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what you did. You only got one life.
Right.
All right. You the mark of a good man.
Right.
Is not how you fall down.
Right.
The mark of a good man is how you get back up.
Right.
So right now, brother, your community needs not just your fatherhood, but they need that male presence. You're back. You went to prison. You either became one or two things. You either became a man or a woman. But you did one. Prayerfully, you did the man thing.
Right.
So come back and take your position.
Mm-hmm.
Talk. They may not listen, but talk anyway.
Yes.
Let them not be crash dummies. You're the crash dummy. So let them learn from you, and you teach them what you know that you should have done.
Yes.
You know, to avoid losing 20 years of your life, 15 years of your life, and your family.
Yes.
You know, and then watch your son come into prison to join you. See, so, you know, come on, brothers, you got to take that position.
Right.
Right. And there's a few, I got brothers in the mosque that were in prison, 30 years, 25, 19.
Yeah.
And they came out and, you know, they're doing well.
Yes.
And there's some brothers, you know, Catchmore. I love that brother. He does the jump out boys. And, you know, he tries to stop the brothers in the gangs from killing one another. Beautiful. Right. Beautiful spirit. That we need to help Mr. Catchmore and aid him with brothers.
Right.
You know, to go out there and do some of that.
Right.
You know, because you know that's a murder that you're not.
Oh, wow. You're gonna have to come back on. I mean, see if he'll hit the button switch. Hold on for a minute, people. Let me see if he's gonna click the button to come back on for just a minute.
Please forgive me. Please, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. Well, I know we only have a few more minutes. I guess we can talk about what's going to go on that day. Yeah, right. 1,000 Youth Rally. Food, free food, games, a lot of guest speakers. The mayor's going to be there. Sister Hakima will be speaking. I love my sister. She's a great organizer. And truth be told, one of the main principles as to why this is going on. Pastor Leonard, of course, DK, his son, Mr. Catchmore is going to be speaking. Our mayor, city council people, Vaughn. This is going to be several. I pray that we can capture today and give information that touches on gun violence, school violence, domestic violence, and as I was mentioning, and also psychological violence, mental health disorder. Mental disorder is huge in our community, and we have to say something about that. I think in that sense, many of our people, the youth today, have not gone to church, like we used to when we were young. I was drugged to church, or I was forced to go, either my mom or, some, their grandparents forced them to go to church and listen to something that the pastor said that would spawn you into something either morally, spiritually, or just good behavior. That we lost a generation that would do that. And we need to touch on that, because there's one thing about when you go and you hear about the suffering of some of the worthies of God, it just lets you know that if God can make them suffer, then why not you? Jesus, was taken when he was a young man. If he can take him, God can take him while he's young. You're not special. So we have to know that we will be tried in life, that we have to go through persecution, disrespect. We have to go through quite a bit, even racism. All right, that's something that Black people, we shrink from the pressures of that, but that's to make us stronger. We are strong people today because we had to undergo that. All right. So usually when people have to go through some type of privation like that, God has something great in store for them, and he does. He does. So those are just some of the topics that we will be dealing with, and some of the as I mentioned about fatherhood, motherhood, motherhood, wifehood, girlhood, and of course motherhood. And then on the other side is boyhood, manhood, husbandhood, and then fatherhood. And then of course after that is a community leader. All right. That's part of the development. Don't just stay in your house. My family good. Yeah, but how about the neighbor down the street? How about your nephews? How about your nieces? And I want to also put in something that is in the Muslim community, and it really should be in all religious communities, and that is the concept of brotherhood. Right? Philadelphia, brotherly love. You would hear the Jesus and Paul talk about brethren. Brethren just means brothers and sisters. And if we start to develop and put that in our language, that, it's just, you can't really beat up your brother. You can't beat up your sister, right? Because once you say brother, that puts that person that you are against in a different category. If he's just another N, yeah, another B, yeah. But once they become brothers and sisters, it's just a different tone. My Crip brother, if you're blood, my blood brother, if you're a Crip. All right. Those are the types of language change that we want from our youth. They didn't have it. We had it in the 60s and the 70s, you know, but our youth were not privy to that. All right. Learning how to embrace one another. All right. We learned that in the 60s, you know. Um, we kind of lost that, you know, in the last two generations. So that we're going to hopefully put in and touch on a few other items. But another thing that I told him, I said, look, I don't care if I'm the main speaker or not. I don't need to be. All right. But there's one thing that the minister did for me and others during the Man March was to do the Man Pledge. Okay. And the Million Man Pledge was something that was read at the end. He did two things at the end that was monumental. That was the pledge, and it pledged, you know, for you to go back and start businesses, for you to stop calling a woman the B word, or no woman, not just black women, but no woman you should call that. You know, teach a man, you teach an individual, but once you teach a woman, you teach the nation, right? Just look at any store when you go to Walmart and you see the size of that woman, health of the woman, and watch how that woman impacts the rest of the family. They all look the same because that woman is the one that cooks and trains the children on the diet that they should have. See? So you teach a man, you know, he do his best, but that woman, you got next generation. You know, and I want to let them know, the women, y'all, the key to this thing. You're the key to this thing. The minister said, and I taught 2 weeks ago, he wrote, he said that most men during the times of revolution will impact one generation. They might make a change. But if you do not put the ideals and the principles into the woman, your revolution will die in one generation. Many leaders don't have followers, leaders that will follow them up. But Elijah Muhammad, he had that MGT, the Muslim Girls Training, and the ideals went into them. So leaders came up after, right? Because Brother Ishmael, who is Minister Farrakhan's right-hand man, he was the son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So that wisdom went into him, and now he is tearing things up. Why? Because that's how revolution continues. It's the women. So you sisters are the key. You're the one that's going to get that little young, you know, raggedy butt from, you know, playing his video game. You're going to get him out there to, you know, hear something that might change his life. Minister Farrakhan taught me when he came up to Cortland State University. I ain't say this in 1981. All right, I was in New York, didn't even know Minister Farrakhan. When I went to Cortland, New York, I did not want to go listen to him. They had to basically force me, lied to me. And I went up, and he said, yeah, it was a beautiful lecture, hour and a half. But he said one thing that changed my mind. He said that light is recessive and dark is dominant. He said you can get the recessive from the dominant, but never the dominant from the recessive. You are the original people of the planet Earth, because if they were, you wouldn't be. And because you are, that's where they came from. Man, when I heard that, that was it. I got to do something, man. That man is, and I came to Islam for scholarship because of that. Open up my eyes. So, you know, it's not necessarily, you know, sometimes you say, well, you got to do something there. No. Talk to him. You'd be surprised how God would talk through you and touch the soul of a brother or a sister and make a change forever. That's all, brother. Camera, audio. Virtual background. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Settings. Okay. Mhm. Present. I don't know. This audience. I can't hear you, brother. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't able to hear. I thought that's
I
something I
had
did.
my mic off. I forgot to turn it
I am
off.
so sorry. Yes, sir.
Thank you for reminding me that I'm talking. I'm thinking I'm being heard. I was saying if you like to come back on, if I don't have any guests for Tuesday, I have to check my schedule. You want to come back and bring somebody else as a guest on with you, then we can recap because it's that Saturday.
Right, exactly.
That Saturday, and we
okay.
can. No, that's the following week, right?
That's
the
the following.
24th.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I got so much stuff going on. I just got.
No, brother, you get it. Trust me, I got a lot going on too.
Yeah, but if you want to come back on that following Saturday, that following Tuesday.
All right, that's fine.
That Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Let me know, and I'll check my schedule. I don't think I scheduled anybody yet, but I get so many requests. But nevertheless, you want to come back on and recap, and I put I got the
got everything on there. I saw it.
Yeah, your telephone number is running up there.
Thank you so much.
People, so people reach out and make connection for more information. And I don't ever take them down. I just reposted this in other formats, YouTube and all these. I got several pages that I put this on, but sometimes Facebook will keep me from putting it on while I'm doing it live. Because people are charmed in.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I know how the algorithms are when you with names, and they look at the names and we got to monitor this. We got to monitor. We don't know what they're going to be about, But again, it's about the young people, the future leaders, and I'm thanking you for taking out of your busy schedule to make it on this Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate you. And you continue to do your work, man.
Oh, yeah.
You look good for 72. I'll tell you that, man.
Hey, that's why I wear the beard. Because see, in my line of work, I'm around a lot of young ladies. When I went to college, like I tell people, I come to college to learn. I didn't come to talk. You can't learn nothing when you're talking.
That's true.
So when people most people don't recognize me. They're like, you look like this guy named CAPTAIN85. I said, man, I get tired of people saying that. What is was it your ex-boyfriend or
right?
Somebody that you lost his telephone or what? What's up?
Yeah.
You look like him. I said, no, that's probably my brother. Everybody say we look alike. But I wore the beard because it's one of my characters. Because I deal with young people, and the Dream Maker is for the younger kids, the little kids. So when I put on my Dream Maker outfit, then I talk to them. Do little things and tell them little things to get their attention. CAPTAIN85 is much broader because it's for the young people that want to be a part of a movement that's much bigger than me. So I have to detail everything with what I do to make sure that it takes the focus off me, but not off the message. I'm the messenger.
Right. That's right.
I'm not. It's not about me. So that's why I invite people on that's more articulated than me and know more than me, such as yourself, because that's what's well, it's important because you're bringing the points that I've been talking about. And I just met you, the other night talking that you're saying the same thing that I've been saying for over 40 years, or ever
Praise
since
be
I
to
was
Allah.
as a child. So it just takes it takes a village to raise a child. In my
Right.
comic book, I said today's generation, the
Mhm.
children are
Mhm.
raising the children.
Yes,
That's
they
why
are.
we have the
That's
violence.
why we got the problem. Yeah, yeah,
Right. And
yeah.
we have to talk to them and get them
Mhm.
to know that we love them and we care. And
Right.
once you do that, you will see the weapons disappear.
That's right. Yeah,
Just-
that's it. That's right.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you.
All
Love
right,
you.
then. Love you
Continue to
too.
work hard. All
Hey,
right.
I
Beautiful
keep
meeting.
telling you, I never
Mhm.
stop.
Good.
When God give you a mission,
That's right.
it's not up to you. It's not up
That's
to us
right.
to stop. Only
As they
God.
say, die
Yeah.
on your post.
Right. All
All
right,
right.
then. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
brother.
much. Right.
Yes, sir.
Once again, you'll be able to reach this
Mhm.
Elder Muhammad, and the
Mhm.
contact number is right below. And as we close off, want people to know, don't forget to share this on your Facebook page
Yes, sir.
and let people
Mhm.
know that this man is about the future generation, the young people, you
That's
know,
right.
and
Mhm.
don't forget, it's the future that the enemy is always after. That's
Yes.
why when Jesus was born, they went door to door and killed all firstborn males and
Mhm.
first, even the firstborn girls.
That's right.
And like I tell you, if you really do some research, I
Mhm.
just speak on this.
Mhm.
If you look at the research, most of the people that are being killed are firstborn. Let that
Yes.
sink in for a minute. Then
Wow.
you'll
Indeed.
understand what's going on. Because everybody else is in jail. If they in jail, they ain't dead.
Right.
You know.
Good
All right,
teaching.
man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. All
All right,
right.
bye-bye. Well, that's it, y'all. We got to go. We got to run. Remember to love yourself, put God first. Everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what others think about you. It's what you think about yourself. Don't forget, Monday and Friday through Fridays from 3 to 5. It's the frequency distribution, playing positive music, and from 5 to 6. So let's get praise music ministry with the voice of inspiration, playing inspirational music for the future leaders. Until then, bye-bye.